Capricorn's energy is so boss energy, they forget about like their internal parts of them. While you're working hard out there and you are focusing on like goals and all this stuff like that, sometimes they can like neglect their like personal needs, like eating enough, or even like expressing their feelings and their emotions. So very, very work focused, very, very career focused, very goal oriented. It's totally opposite energy of Sagittarius season, which is what we just left, because I feel like Sagittarius energy is like,
why are you taking things so seriously? Why are you taking life so seriously, man? We're here to have a good time.
But that's opposite than Capricorn, because Capricorn is like,
what you mean? I take everything that I do very seriously, life included very seriously, and my business is serious.
One of the biggest themes for Capricorn energy is time. Like, they don't play about their time, and I feel like one of the biggest pet peeves or things that Capricorn people, or people with a lot of Capricorn energy in their chart, they don't want to waste their time, which is why they're selective about who they give their time and energy to and what they do it for. They want to make sure it's worth it, because they are dedicated. So if they are going to take something serious, they're going to be actually dedicated to it. They're looking like at the long term. And now I'm going to talk about how it could be applying to us. Hi, welcome, happy Capricorn season. Today I'm going to give you a full-on description of what it means now that we're entering in Capricorn season, and what it's going to mean for you personally, and what are some things to just look out for and prioritize during Capricorn season, especially if it comes up naturally for you already. So I just want to tell everybody that we all have our internal astrology, okay? And our astrology is more than just our sun sign. If everybody didn't know that, like, as an astrologer, you have an astrology chart. You have like a sun sign, a moon sign, There's a lot of things within it that tells you more about your energy, and tells you about your life, and tells you about your purpose, and blah, 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 all kind of things. And so we have our internal energy, but then we also have, how do you call it, like external energy. Your internal energy will be like someone, imagine the day that you were born, someone taking a picture, a snapshot of the sky where the planets were, and that is your astrology chart. That describes you and your energy. But the planets continue to move, and how the planets continue to move is going to affect, because each planet has an energy to it, you know? So each planet has a meaning behind what it is. And as it's changing, it's affecting us energetically. Let's just call everything energy, because I believe that's what we all are, energy. And so know that we have our internal energy, but still, as the planets are changing signs and degrees and angles and blah, 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 those little things affect our energy on a collective scale. Okay, so when I say like the current energy, I mean like currently the sun is in Capricorn, okay? So we don't have to be Capricorns to be affected by that. Now, will people who are Capricorns be more affected? Most likely, like the experience will be stronger for them. But sometimes going against, because we have our astrology charts, and everybody has, this is going to be mind-blowing for those who don't know anything outside of like just your sun sign astrology, or, you know, if you don't know anything about charts, everybody has all the signs within them, okay? It's just, it's in different parts in different areas, blah, blah, blah. You're not going to really understand it until you just get like an astrology reading. It's going to be hard to like go here and explain it, but if you want to know an explanation of it, I can give you a more detailed, you can like look it up on YouTube or something like that, or I can link a video. But the point is, so whenever we have, like, if you have an astrology chart, each like place is going to be defined by an astrology sign. So for example, now that the sun is now in Capricorn, we can look in our charts, if you know your chart, and you can see where Capricorn is happening in your chart, and that will tell you where you're going to be experiencing this Capricorn energy. For instance, for me, well, it doesn't matter about, oh, well, I guess I can say for those who are into astrology, I'm a Pisces rising, meaning Capricorn is in my 11th house. What is 11th house? That means friends, group, community. So for me, I'm already kind of going to be thinking, I'm going to be experiencing for the next month while we're in Capricorn season, some things are going to be happening in my life that has to do with those themes, like friends, community, networking, something social on a bigger scale. Social media could be. So that's how astrologers are able to predict like certain things because of like the energy, the collective energy, what's happening collectively, and how does that, whatever's happening collectively, affect your internal energy, aka your astrology chart. So that was kind of like a long explanation. I don't know why I felt like I needed to say that, but yeah, so that's that. So going back to Capricorn season and what does this mean? What is Capricorn? I feel like Capricorn, when I think of Capricorn energy, I think of like boss energy. Like I feel like boss, like just boss, like very, like people, like the two, I don't know why these two people pop up in my head when I think of Capricorns, but I think it's just because I've seen them recently, like on my feed on social media. So like those are the last people, although I'm sure there's so many more Capricorn people that I could talk about. I think of Lotto when I think of a woman, a female Capricorn, and she gives big boss energy. I mean, she calls herself Big Mama, okay? First of all, and when you think of a mother, you know, like mother energy is the opposite of Capricorn energy. If I'm speaking astrologically, because the opposite of Capricorn is Cancer. So Capricorn, I feel like, is like the one, it's like the one that, if you were to think of it on like a simple terms, even though this is not how everybody's household is, I would think of like Capricorn energy as the one that brings in the breadwinner, the ones that go out, work, and then come home and provide for their family financially and creates the structure in their home, is the one that does that. And then the Cancer energy is more of the like emotional caregivers. Like they care for the homes, they like upkeep the homes, they like they're the nurturers. So they whoever the Capricorn energy person, when they come home and they're done like working and making the money and making like business moves and working so they can bring stability and like structure and a foundation to their like home, to their family, that they can provide for their family, then the Cancer energy person will be the ones that can help them on a more emotional level, like making sure they take care of themselves, like you know, feeding them and keeping up the house and like being somebody that's there for them when it comes to like helping them emotionally. Because I feel like Capricorn's energy is so boss energy that they forget about like their internal parts of them, which is the more like you do have to, you know, while you're working hard out there and you are focusing on like goals and all this stuff like that, I feel like Capricorn, that can be like, that's their energizer, and sometimes they can like neglect their like personal needs, like eating enough, or even like talking, like expressing their feelings and their emotions, or just certain things like that. So very, very work focused, very, very career focused, very goal oriented. Also, like, it's totally opposite energy of Sagittarius season, which is what we just left, because they are more like, Sag is all about having a good time for the sake of just having a good time and being open to whatever comes out of that. There's like no structure, there's not really plans, you're just kind of like go with the flow energy. Yeah, and like that's the energy. It's like actually like don't worry about like the details too much or focus on the plans, just like experience life and be curious and explore new things and be spontaneous, be flexible, be open to change. Don't be so rigid and stuck on a certain plan. But Capricorn energy is very opposite from that. Capricorn actually like how, and then that's what I was gonna say, how Sagittarius, like, I feel like Sagittarius energy is like, why are you taking things so seriously? Why are you taking life so seriously, man? We're here to have a good time, like that kind of energy. But that's opposite than Capricorn, because Capricorn is like, what you mean, like, life is this serious? What do you mean this, like, this shit is serious. Like, I take everything that I do very seriously, life included, very seriously. And my business is serious. Like, they are very, like, they definitely take things like life and their work and stuff like that very seriously. And their accomplishments too is very, so they can come off, speaking of serious, they can come off like very like serious if you don't know them. Up until you like start to talk to them, you kind of get their personality. But I feel like initially they may come off as, I don't want to say stoic, but why does that, I don't know, that was the first thing that came up in my mind. I don't even really know exactly what stoic means, to be quite honest, but that word came up to me. Because but that's just their like energy, but that doesn't mean like they're like not fun and they can't have fun. They just do take like life serious. But not even just life, they take, one of the biggest like themes for Capricorn energy is like time. Like, they don't play about their time. And I feel like one of the biggest pet peeves or things that Capricorn energy, Capricorn people or people with a lot of Capricorn energy in their chart, they don't want to waste their time, which is why they're selective about who they give their time and energy to and what they do it for. They want to make sure it's worth it. Because also another thing is they are dedicated, you know, that's another thing. So if they are going to take something serious, they're going to be actually dedicated to it, to the point to they're looking like at the long term. For example, if a Capricorn wants to be in a relationship and they actually want to get to the point to where they're taking that relationship seriously, it'll probably be like take them a while to actually like settle down or like actually like take that relationship seriously. Because they just want to be 100% sure. And then once they are, I feel like they're in it for the long run. They're in it like, you know, for the long term, because they really like take stuff seriously. And when they get into something, they look at it as like a long-term thing. Even when it comes to like them setting goals too. Capricorns, I feel, thrive off of goals. They need something to like, they need some goals to be set. Like, I feel like just living is like, will be like what? Like, I don't know. I just feel like it fuels Capricorn energy to be working towards something. And then the feeling, and then achieving things. The feeling of achievement, the feeling of building something, is like fulfilling. And then also having like structure and like discipline. That's another thing about Capricorn energy is very disciplined people. And I'm gonna go into more so a little bit later, but that can be like a good thing, and also sometimes like could be like too much in that area. But let me go back to the structure and like the goals. So I think like a big theme, if Capricorn people or people with Capricorn energy is not doing it, is like creating lists. Because ultimately, obviously, like, you can't just like be like achieving goals. Like, if you have big goals, you're not gonna like, that's gonna be a process, that's gonna be a journey, that's gonna take time, right? So you can still feel fulfilled by like having a list of things that you have to do every day and then like checking it off. I feel like how fulfilling is it to have something set that you need to do and then like doing it and like being able to like check that off. It's just kind of like, an achievement. I did it. I accomplished it. Well, on to the next thing, you know? Feels very fulfilling to like get stuff done in that way and complete stuff. And those are like many achievements. So I would say Capricorn energy people need to have like big and even small achievements that they are doing so they can feel like good about themselves. And also it kind of like energizes them. It's like their energy source. It builds their confidence and helps them to create the life that they want or create whatever is fulfilling for them. So then going back to, and then the structure. So having a plan is very important for Capricorn people, Capricorn energy, because they need structure in their lives. It's just funny though, because sometimes I feel like this can come off in two different ways. I feel like either there's one part of Capricorns who are actually very structured and have their stuff like planned out. And then there's another part of some Capricorns who are, they just look, they they have this they have the look. They know how to fake it like they have structure and they're doing stuff. They have like their life going on together, when really behind the scenes is like chaos and they don't know. So I feel like it's like either a person, a Capricorn that's actually doing that, or Capricorn that just likes, that knows how to make it appear that way, like they just have everything like structured and figured out, when really they just kind of like going with, they're just like living life like all of us and trying to figure it out. But either way, they definitely don't want people to know if they are sweating or going through stuff. They will still appear, whether they're actually about it or it's not as like simple looking as they make it seem. You still will see them and they will look like they got their stuff together. I feel like, do you guys agree with that? Do you know any Capricorns who just look like they have their stuff together? Like, I just feel like that's like their big thing. Like, I have a friend, which is the friend that I do my podcast with, and she has like Capricorn energy in her chart. She's actually a Capricorn rising, and she always uses the term like button up. Like, she's very buttoned up, and I feel like that's a good way to describe Capricorn. Like, they do have this like button up, like clean cut, like they just look put together. So they're not like, even though internally they may be a whole mess, you just won't know it because they just look like put together and like they have their stuff together. So that's that. And then going back to the disciplined. Okay. So going back to the disciplined, I feel like being disciplined is like either something that comes natural to Capricorns, or that's something that will like help them thrive, which I feel like a lot of Capricorns are just, that does come natural. Discipline and responsible are two things. Another thing that I would kind of say. But sometimes you can be like so disciplined. I feel like obviously it's good to be disciplined, but it can be like more not the best when you're like being overly disciplined to where you're not having fun. That's another thing about Capricorn energy, Capricorns. I feel like they take life so seriously, and their work life so seriously, and their accomplishments and their achievements so seriously, that sometimes they can be too serious, too like work focused, too all that, and then they don't even give themselves time to enjoy what they have built and created for themselves. So they have to learn to not be so super disciplined to the point where you're just like lacking joy in life. You're just like look back and all you can think about of your life is that you like worked, and you have all these achievements and all these accomplishments, but then I mean, it's kind of like you have to think about like, well, when you pass like on your like this is kind of morbid, but I feel like Capricorn energy will appreciate this perspective. It's kind of like when you are like, it's your time to leave this world and you're dead. You're not really going to be like, you're going to be like, yeah, sure, I worked so hard, but then it's going to be like this feeling internally, this like, but I didn't even get to enjoy all the fruits of my labor, I guess you would say. So that is just like another theme that I would say for Capricorn, just to make sure you are not being overly disciplined to where you're not having fun. Like, you need to actually take some of that Sag energy sometimes and actually be spontaneous. Actually, like, get away from the plans every now and then and do something just for the sake of doing it. It's okay to like just like do like do something fun, be something spontaneous. It's okay to not take everything so seriously. So yeah, so I would say that, and then obviously like super responsible people. So I feel like Capricorn people with Capricorn energy, or people who are Capricorns, are usually probably the people who think first before they like do anything. I feel like it's very hard for you to just be a reckless, quote unquote, person if you're a Capricorn, because you're thinking about like, sometimes I feel like a lot of people may consider like what they're doing now and like be like, well, if I do this, this is gonna happen, so I'm not actually gonna do that. It's like you being responsible. And sometimes I think that can make you like, I hear the word like a square, which is something I've been I have been told a lot, because I actually have a lot of Capricorn energy in my chart. My Mercury sign, which is the way I communicate and the way that I think, is in Capricorn. But it's retrograde, which is very interesting. Okay. But so yeah, I was born during a Mercury retrograde, which is why I kind of sometimes like struggle with my like talking, but also I feel like I can be very critical of the way that I like talk, which I also feel like is very Capricorn energy, because you want to present, like, I feel the main themes for Capricorn energy is like career, goals, and like public life. And when I think of the public life, it's like, how do you want to be perceived in the public? Well, how do you want to be perceived to others? And for me, I think about that a lot. Like, I want what I say to be taken seriously, but like, I know that I struggle with the way that I like articulate my words. Like even me saying a lot, like I'm aware that I do that. And then sometimes that'll make me self-critical or self-conscious of it. And then I can just be like overthinking what I'm saying, because I feel like I know that other people are going to be listening, and that kind of makes me like self-conscious of it. And then I want it to be like perfect, like me saying stuff. I want like that's another, I feel like Capricorn energy is like perfectionism. And that can, once again, I don't think that that can like hinder. I feel like that can hinder some Capricorn energy people from even like achieving the things that they want, because they're so perfect. I mean, because they focus on perfectionism, or they could also be like so delayed in accomplishing certain goals, while there's a person who may not be focused on perfectionism, and they're just kind of like doing more things than what a person who's a Capricorn would be getting, because the Capricorn energy would just be focused on a project or a goal, and taking their time doing it, and like being perfect with it, and making sure it looks like it's so perfect and all the stuff like that, when there's a person who's producing way more stuff and getting stuff out and actually like accomplishing more things in a shorter span of time, because they're not being like so perfect about it. So obviously there's things in life that you do have to be like more mindful of, and you obviously want to make sure you're putting in good work and you are not rushing. But there's things like, I feel like for me, social media, where I like can used to feel like I'm starting to kind of get a little bit better about not being so perfect. But I feel like when I first started on YouTube, or just anyways, it would take me so long to do videos, because I would just want them to be so perfect, because I was aware that people were gonna see it, and it was like, if my name is gonna be to that, I wanted to be like, I wanted to represent like who I am, be like, and like I want people to see this video and be like, wow, this girl is like actually like puts a lot of effort in her videos, and I can tell, and blah 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 blah. That was something that I actually like prided myself in, and I liked. But then I felt like that stopped me a lot from progressing, because like I would take so long in editing my videos, and sometimes it'll be like a hassle. Sometimes I just wanted to get stuff out, and because I was such a perfectionist, like I would also like lose passion in what I was filming, because I would be working on it for so long, and then like other people would just be posting so many videos and just get further, like progress further than me and stuff like that. So I'm totally like not even looking at this live. That's so funny. If you come on here, you can let me know what your astrology sign is, and I can give you a little bit of what I think about it, or as an astrologer, like my point of view. Dakota, what is your astrology sign? I'm waiting. No pressure. But if not, I'm just gonna keep talking about Capricorn season. That would be so cool if you were a Capricorn. Even though you would have missed all of what I just said, because I just talked a lot about Capricorn. So Dakota, you're just gonna continue watching this live and not tell me your astrology sign? Okay, that's fine. So yeah, let me think about other stuff. So yeah, I totally forget now. I forgot. I'm on live on Whatnot, but at Whatnot person, I'm on filming a YouTube channel. While I'm on live, not a YouTube channel, a YouTube video for me to be able to. Anyways. So yeah, I just feel like being a perfectionism can definitely delay you accomplishing certain things or putting certain things out. Or maybe, like, say you're working on something and you take freaking years to put it out because you wanted to just be so perfect. Or you can get to a worse mindset of, like, you don't do anything because the thought of, like, the work that it takes for you to be so perfect in it. I don't know, like, you're just, like, overdoing stuff when you should just do it, okay? Like, you can just, like I said, block yourself and extend something that you could get quicker if you just be so focused on, like, making it perfect. So yeah, those were the themes. And then what else did I want to say? Last thing I want to say about Capricorn is energy. Is like, another thing about Capricorns is, like, going back to the time thing. So I feel like, and I wonder, anybody with Capricorn or Capricorn energy, are you conscious of time? Are you conscious of, like, your time on this world, and, like, understanding that we all, like, yeah, not, like, time can be limited for everybody, and, like, you know, you may just want to accomplish so much before, like, you pass, you die. and like, I feel like Capricorn energy can kind of be more aware of, like death, and, like, really, and their life expectancy of living. And so therefore, that's probably why that they can also take other stuff so seriously, or life seriously, because, and then I'll be so, like, particular about what they give their time to or whatever, because just that conscious awareness of time, and not knowing that we all don't have, is not, like, something that's just easily, like, we have a time frame, you know. And then also, I feel like this, I keep saying also, but I feel like this may be the last thing that I can think of about Sagittarius. I mean, not Sagittarius, Capricorn, is, like, feeling like nothing comes easy to you. I wonder if a Capricorn energy feel like they always have to work hard, maybe even harder than anybody else, to actually achieve the things that they want. And I think that, in a sense, I can say that that is maybe has some truth to it, but it's because, how do I want to describe this? I just feel like, astrologically, like, the work that Capricorn energy people's, like, put in over time is going to show more when they become more successful the older they get, the more they mature. I think maturity level and, like, no, not the raid. Hi, Luminous. Luminous is raiding with a party of 2. Luminous Roots. Oh my gosh, you're gonna have to warn me before you raid me, or bring other people in here, because I need to make sure that I'm, like, having my best foot forward, okay? People can't get me on a slack day, and then this is what they're gonna think of me, as the girl with the low energy or whatever. Like, I need to be, like, having my best foot forward, okay? But how are you doing? Hi, hope you're doing well. I was just in the middle of talking about Capricorn energy, Capricorn season, all the things. So yeah, hope you've been having a good Saturday. I'm gonna, like, finish up this really quick. But yeah, so yeah, that's another thing. Like Capricorn energy having to feel like, but just know that your work, you may feel like you have to work harder than like most people, but no, it's gonna pay off and like so much more if you just work on like being patient and knowing that the more you mature and the older, like you kind of, as you get older, just know that you're going to be more successful as you get older and the more, and when you mature. And then also, like, the older you get, the more youthful you get, too. That's another thing I feel like, do Capricorn energy people realize that? Like, because I feel like a lot of Capricorn energy people, because they're so responsible and serious, I think that they just had a role in their lives, perhaps, that they had to take on the, like, serious role as a child. Maybe a lot of Capricorn energy people didn't really have, like, that much of a childhood, or they had a lot of responsibility as a child, so then they kind of get used to that, and then as they get older, they start to like have more of their, like, they realize that they weren't able to be like as a child or do fun stuff or whatever the case would be. So then they learn as they get older to kind of like bring that part of them out and enjoy life, and then I think naturally things start to like unfold. So I've been talking a lot about that. So anyways, that is the thing for that is all the themes for Capricorn. And yeah, I just went through all the themes of Capricorn, and now I'm gonna talk about how it could be applying to us. And I kind of been talking about this, this luminous, like I've been talking about this over the past couple of days, but I feel like you may not feel it right now because we just entered Capricorn season literally today, but for the next month or while the sun is in Capricorn, if themes that come up, if you've been noticing like more themes around, or maybe you've been thinking about this more, something around like goals, career wise, working, kind of think about where you want to be career wise, what goals you want to set. Actually, maybe how you can create more structure in your life, how you can be more disciplined to accomplish things, how you can like take stuff more seriously so you can actually like you can achieve certain things. How can you, mainly though, how can you create more structures in your life and boundaries for you to set boundaries, create structures, be more responsible, be more disciplined, so you can accomplish bigger goals in your life. So I just want you to kind of consider that for the next month, from now until like the middle-ish end of January, and kind of just see if that comes up, then you should kind of like trust that. And if you just randomly get the urge like, oh my gosh, I feel like there's no effing structure in my life at all, I need to, like, there's so many things I want to do, but like I'm all over the place, or like I don't have a good schedule or plan, then maybe like buy a planner and actually like write stuff down, and like write out your whole schedule from the moment you wake up. If you wake up at 8 a.m. or 7 a.m., then make notes like, okay, at 8, I wake up at 7 a.m., I wake up. And at 7:05, I go and brush my teeth. 7:10, I like da-da-da-da, and like create your whole routine for yourself until you go to sleep. Like that would be a good like use of like, that would be like Capricorn season energy. Or maybe you have a goal that you want to set, so then you like be like, all right, I want to I don't even know, like work this job. I want to get a different job. So then you start to take, like you write down what are steps you can take every day to accomplish those goals. Every day you're going to apply to 3 jobs. And you're going to continue doing that every day up until you da-da-da-da. Like, that's what I mean by like creating like structure, taking things more seriously, kind of moving away from like the Sag energy, which is like here just for a good time, which is like fun, which is great, because I feel like if you're very go with the flow and you're actually flexible, like once again, like I've talked about, like you can open yourself up to a new experience or something different that you would have never done if you were so focused on routine or the plan. But now it's going back. So now, but sometimes you can kind of get lost. I feel like Sag energy could be like, yeah, it can, there is like no structure to it, I feel sometimes. Perhaps, obviously, it depends on what's all in your chart. But it can just be so free-flowing that, like, you don't really, like, there's no structure. So, like, when it comes to building something, creating something, that can be, like, a struggle because you actually do need routine and consistency and structure and a plan to, like, achieve certain things. Or it'll be helpful to get there. Which is not really the funnest part. That's not fun, but it's just, like, more practical, I guess. So, yeah, I would say pay attention to that. And then last thing, if you really, really want to actually be very specific on how this is going to be affecting you personally, if anybody knows their astrology chart, and if you don't know your astrology chart, you will need to know, like, your exact birth time. If you can go and look on your birth certificate or anything around that, and then you can just look up, like, go to an astrology chart and put your information in. All you need is your birth date, your exact birth time. It needs to be the exact down to the, if it's like 5:37 a.m., like if you think, oh, I think I was born at 5:37, but you're not 100% sure, if you're off by like 1 minute, it will be wrong. It could mess up the whole chart. So I would say you need to know your exact birth time, and AM and PM is very important too. Then you need to know your place of birth. And then it'll pull up a big chart for you, and then you can look at where Capricorn is in your chart, and you can see that in this area, this is how these themes of structure and planning and setting goals will be in your life. It could be in any place in your life. It could be with relationships. It could be with work. It could be with health. It could be with so many different things. But that's the beauty of, like, having an astrology chart, or also, like, connecting with an astrologer, because we can be more specific to how, like, this collective energy is identifying with you personally. And like I said, as an example, for me, this Capricorn energy is going to be showing up in my area of like friends, groups, networking. So I'm going to be like considering like, okay, like maybe I'm going to be needing to focus more on like spending time with my friends, or making more friends. I don't know. We will see, but I'm just going to like keep note of how that plays out for me. But it does show, since the sun, which is like the energy source, that's how astrologers use it as, wherever the current sun is in your chart, that is where you are going to gain your most energy. It's going to light up themes in that area in your life, and you should like focus more on that, which is also really cool because astrology can be validating in that sense. It's still like, obviously, like, astrology is going to already like reflect your internal feelings. So if you already feel internally like called to do something specifically, but you're just not sure, maybe you feel torn between this and that, you're like looking at your astrology chart or going to an astrologer, we can just like affirm like, yeah, this area is showing like pay more attention to this at this time, because if you pay attention to this, then it will connect you to wherever else you're trying to go. Okay? So that was that. I think that was a good Capricorn season reading. If you guys have any questions, Luminous, I don't even know I'm assuming you're still here. If you have any questions, let me know. And if anybody watches this video has any questions, let me know below. I will be offering astrology readings really, really, really soon, virtually again. So yeah, I will, just be on the lookout for that. I mean, that makes sense. That would make sense for me to start my virtual astrology readings and opening them up to the community, the collective, to groups of people, to people on social media. My 11th house, where Capricorn is shining a light on, that will work in my favor, because that is, that's a good So you know what? And that's what I call working with the energy. Because if you work with the energy will work for you, and things will just align better. Like, you know, I'm here. I was live, so I missed the reading. I'll have to watch the rerun. Okay, no problem. No problem. You were live? Wait, how can you be live here and then live? Whoa, okay. I love that. So are you okay if I join? I've been like meaning to, I really want to just join or catch you guys' lives at some point. Because I'm just kind of like, I'm still trying to learn. And what way to learn from people that are here and supporting me. Yeah, so I am going to make a habit to take time to do that at some point. But anyways, so yeah, I think that's it. Also today, lastly, is the summer solstice. Okay? I'm not summer solstice. I wish it was the summer solstice. It's the winter solstice, which means that we are meant to take our energy from outward to in. We are in hermit mode-ish. Well, we are supposed to be incorporating more of the hermit mode. I would say that is very important. So that means like I've been saying, do more internal. Like take more time for internal work, or like being like cozy, slowing down, taking more naps, not trying to overdo it. When I say this, because I've been saying this a lot, I'm saying this to myself too, because man, I am a workaholic, okay? And yeah, I just, you know, when you have so many like goals, or you're excited for so many things, like, and I do have an Aries moon, so I'm very much impatient and I want things to happen now and fast and quick, and I have so much energy internally to get stuff done. And when like the outcome of the internal energy that I have, if my internal energy doesn't match the outcome, or the outcome doesn't match my internal energy, I'll be feeling, then that's where I start to get impatient and frustrated internally. But I can't do that. I have to know, like the energy is telling me right now to like pace yourself, and don't like be rushed or feel rushed, you know? So, and actually like take time to like recharge and slow down and take more naps and rest, and be cozy and all the things like that. So, I don't really know. I wish I had like a solstice ritual, but I feel like, matter of fact, let's pull a card. Let's pull some cards lastly. Why not? Let's pull a card for this Capricorn energy. Capricorn season general reading for everybody. So this reading will apply for the whole Capricorn season. These are things that you should be implementing more into, like maybe practical things, practical steps for you to take. This is, I feel like, very much like planning season. I think the thing with Capricorn energy, and then once again I have to remind myself of, because I don't, like, I get excited. You mean to tell me now I can start focusing on my goals in my career? Yes, give me the growth. The Capricorn season is about prep. And like I just said, with some Capricorn energy is like you work towards something, but you're working towards a long-term goal. Therefore, you know what it's going to take? Time. Therefore, do you know what that means? Not quick results. I don't want to hear that. My Aries moon don't want to hear that. I want to have goals and I want to accomplish them now. Like, but so I have to remind myself that while we're in this winter solstice and we're in hibernation period and we're in recharge period, because right now, where are the animals going? They're going to hibernate. They're going to recharge after they long years of work and going out, climbing up trees, and these squirrels getting whatever the freaking animals are doing. They are hibernating. I'm trying to hear you. You're laughing at me, Luminous Truths. Yeah, so they're doing that. So we need to do that too. We've been putting in a lot of work. It's been a year for all of us. I know it. So now you can do your body and your mind, do the due diligence to like recharge so you are ready come next year, come 2025, baby. And while you are recharging and slowing down, you can be like creating like in prep period, in planning period. And really like figuring out how you can do something that's going to work out long term, and what are the steps that you can make to enjoy the process. I think enjoying the process is a very good word for Capricorn energy. So it's not about like a quick result. It's about like being strategic in the way that you like strategize the plan. So you could be in it for the long run and not be somebody that try to get quick results and then burn out quickly, which was me a lot of times in my life. And I always have to remind myself to not do that. But when you just feel so passionate about things, sometimes it's hard. So anyways, all right. Okay. Please, I tap into all of the my spirit team, the collective energy. I would love some guidance on what do we need to be reminded of for this Capricorn season. What is our message for this Capricorn season? All right. And then I'm going to pull some tarot cards too today. Why not? Okay. All right. Any other guidance? Okay, I just got this thing, so I just got something. I got something, but, ooh, perfect! I got the two perfect things that I needed for Capricorn season. So, oh gosh, so, that was an accident. Okay, so we got body talk. Body talk wants us to pay attention, listen to our body. Listen to your body. So that means for the next, why do I keep dropping these? That means for the next month, I want you to pay attention to the signs and the signals that your body is giving you. Okay? If your body feels heavy, okay, it's probably tired. Like feeling heavy in your body means exhaustion. It's a feeling of exhaustion, and that you're overworking, you're overdoing in some sort of area. So you need to recharge. For instance, my friend was talking about how he was at work and he's been like looking at computer screens for like all day, like, and he started getting a migraine in the back of his head. That will be a signal to your brain, to your body. That would be a bodily signal that your body telling you, like, I need rest away from screens. I've been looking at a computer screen for all day. Please take me outside for a walk. Please let me read a book. Please let me just sit in silence for a sec, or have an hour of just like, or 2 hours or whatever time away from looking at the screen. And that means getting creative. That means, because I know a lot of our lives are consumed around like electronics or looking at screens, but like, what can you do? Can you read a book? Can you go to the gym? Can you get out your house and actually like do something fun? Go to a class, do something, go for a drive, you know, those things. Give your mind, give your body rest. Self-care. Or if you've been eating like crap and every time you eat you feel like you just want to like sleep or you don't have energy, then maybe your body's trying to tell you like, hey, can we have some fruits or some vegetables or some water or something? Like, can I have something more nutritious so I can have more energy? So yeah, pay attention to the signals. Now, it can go deeper into, like, I can go on a deeper level of things. I don't even have my book. Oh yeah. Actually, show my book. Now, there's things that show up in your body, like, I mean, so many times the signs that we feel in our bodies, initially, like a backache, or like side pain, could be energetic. Like, for me, example, and I will say consult your doctor. I'm not telling you to just, like, again, I'm not a doctor, but in my personal experience with my body, if we're talking spiritually, the left side of our body rules our feminine side, and the right side of our body rules our masculine side. So if you've been going through a lot of emotional stuff, which could be heightened anxiety, stress, feeling taken advantage of, feeling like you're lacking your needs in some sort of way, and you start to have like left side pains or feelings or something around those lines, especially if it's after like feeling heightened emotions in some way, that would be an example of your body talking to you, especially if it's related to like your feminine energy, which has to do with emotions or fertility or like lack of like emotional support or anything around those lines, or giving too much and not pouring into yourself enough, and just all these things like that. And so for me, or anxiety, and for me, like, anytime I experience heightened anxiety, or I'm like giving so much and I'm not like, and I'm feeling like depleted, I start to experience like this feeling in my left side. And that just started for me last year, and I was just kind of like, why does that happen? But anyway, so I learned that, and I've learned that because it'll go away. That's a big thing. Once again, I'm not telling anybody, because I definitely feel like if you have like health conditions, you need to consult a doctor. But if it goes away whenever you like are not feeling those feelings, and if it comes up when you're feeling those feelings, that is your body talking to you, okay? Or so many things like that. So I would just say, listen to your body. That actually, you know what, I feel like I really I want to do something a little different, because I love this Trust Your Vibes deck. I would recommend this for everybody, truly, by Sonia, I think it's Choquette. I think that's how you say her name. Love it, love her. This deck is amazing. I guess I'll read it since this is very casual. She just worded everything so well, so beautifully. So she says, for body talk, it says, does your gut rumble, your chest tighten, and the hair on your arms rise in certain situations? Does your heart race and your head pound? Do you get a lump in your throat at other times? Pay close attention to these signals, because your body is talking to you, and what it's saying is important. It has a language of its own, unique and consistent. And with a little awareness, you'll begin to read what your body's vibes are trying to tell you, whether it's a warning or a good vibe. Learn to read your body's vibes by running a mental scanner over it several times a day, asking yourself, how do I feel physically right now? Take your awareness a step further and actually talk to your body. Ask it out loud for feedback. So maybe you ask yourself, how do I feel right now? And show me or tell me what areas, what do I need? What do you need? And the first thing that comes to your mind, because you are going to have a thought, okay? And that is your intuition. And I talked about this yesterday. How that's what it means by connecting to your body more. I mean, and because your body, that's what it means by your body gives you all the answers. And it's so weird to say, because like we don't ever spend time to like connect to our body. And like, if you just ask yourself, you know, how do I feel? What do you need, body? I know that sounds so silly, but try it, and then whatever the first thing that comes into your head, like, do that. And then you also just gotta trust it. And the more that you do it, the more you build your intuition, and the how do I describe it? The thought becomes less faint, because sometimes you can have like a faintish thought, or you can like have a thought but then be like, oh, that's not the right thing, or like you overthink it, and then you just like lose the first initial like feeling. Or it could just be a feeling. You can feel like, I need rest. Like, that could just be what you feel, and that is right. You do need rest. So for today or tomorrow, you need to plan how you can give yourself more rest. And there's no buts, if, ands, there's no but, then no. Find the time. Find the time, make the time, because that's what your body is telling you that it needs. Now, the funny thing is, when we don't listen to our bodies, like I said, then it shows up through illness sometimes. Especially when our body's already been giving us like signals of like feeling heavy in your chest, or feeling heavy in your body, or having headaches, or having like aches or whatever, or just feeling this overwhelmed exhaustion. Then you overwork yourself, and then what happens? Oh no, like you get sick, and you have no choice. You're on bed. You have to. You're sick, so you cannot. That is an example of, oh, you didn't listen to those signals the first time I was giving you, so I'm gonna shut your ass down and make you have to rest by making you have a cold or something that you literally have to rest. So like, and that's happened to me that's like just having awareness of that. Because I feel like most of the time, before people actually get sick, you do to get signals. You can't tell me like you didn't have certain signals before, like your body, you didn't feel any signs. Your body just don't go into like freak mode. Even like sometimes, and I'm saying this very lightly because I'm not a medical professor, but like stress, we all hear the word like stress kills, right? And like heightened stress causes like heart stuff, like heart attacks and all that stuff, and that is very, very serious. And like I've had people, someone close to me in my family like recently have like a heart attack due to stress. And like, let me just say that that stress has been building for like years. And you always think like it can never be me, right? And sometimes, yeah, you're in a situation to where it's hard for you to get out of that because you just feel like all you have a choice is to work. But everybody has choices in their like life to a certain extent. Obviously, I don't know everybody's situation, so I'm saying that with like little weight to it because I don't know anything. This is just my personal opinion through my own experience, and also me like working with people and giving like working with people as a practitioner, as an astrologer. So I've heard a lot of stories, I've had my own experiences and blah blah blah. But yeah, like everybody can make excuses until until something happens, Lord forbids, for you to that shuts you down. And then you gotta figure it out. Like, so I would just say pay attention to the signals and the signs that your body gives you. The light ones, please don't let it take for it to start sending you bigger signals or shuts you down all the way, for you to like learn, oh gosh, I need to start listening. But once again, have grace, because we all I've been there and had to learn the hard ways and stuff like that. But anyways, so yeah, so going back to what I was reading, let me kind of move back. It says, so ask yourself several times a day, how do I feel physically right now? Take your awareness a step further and actually talk to your body. Ask it out loud for feedback and trust what you get. Don't overthink it. Take the first thought or feeling that pops up as accurate. and use the information to guide you. This is intuitive health insurance. I like that. So yeah, you can have, like, I like that perspective. So anyways, next one is to claim your boundaries. For this season, this Sagittarius, I mean, why do I keep wanting to call it Sagittarius season? I'm going to have to get used to calling it Capricorn season. But during Capricorn season, I want all of us to claim our boundaries. And I have a funny feeling that this claiming our boundaries are going to be from our work. Our work. Because Capricorn energy is very, like I was talking about, work oriented. Workaholics, goal oriented, achievement oriented, but definitely work career wise. So I'm gonna need everybody to claim their boundaries around like how much work that their work is causing them to do. Like, I don't know how to, but you know what I mean? Like, don't like have your boss make you stay for longer. Like, if you can't do something, say no. Like, you get paid at a certain time frame, right? So that means, like, maybe don't work that overtime when you don't have to, or you're not getting paid for it. Maybe not overexert yourself and do some more stuff than what you are there to get paid to do at that time if it doesn't feel right to you. If you feel like, I just don't have it in me, or I'm tired, then trust that. Don't say yes to extra projects that you just can't take on. And maybe also, if you can, yeah, that's that. So just have boundaries, or it doesn't even have to be work. It be the work that other people are making, or it could have to involve people. Having more boundaries means this is your time to say no more and be okay with it, because you are choosing to, like, take care and respect yourself. And if you don't have the energy to give, to overgive to somebody, then here's your confirmation. It's okay. Say no. Say no. And take care of yourself. And then lastly, we have this tarot card. And this is the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords tarot deck. Let me get a sip of my tea. And as I always say, I am an oracle girly. So I don't really use tarot. I use it for fun. And tarot is different than oracle, because tarot's more, oracle is more intuitive. Tarot's more like specific. So I'm gonna use my handy dandy book again to help us have more information about Page of Swords. But the swords has to connect to your mind and your communication. So let's see, Page of Swords. Okay, the Page of Swords. The curious mind which investigates and explores the possibilities, which immediately made me think of Mercury and Sagittarius. Right now, the current sign that Mercury's in is Sagittarius. Sagittarius is all about, once again, which is interesting because I forgot that. So it's kind of like this energy that's about, this Capricorn energy is kind of clashing a little bit with the Sagittarius energy. A little bit. I'm not going to go too far into that because I already talked about Sagittarius energy. But you guys know those two are going to be, one part of us needs to, we need to learn to balance in that. But there's going to be some sort of clash in, our mind wanting to wander and explore, but also needing to, create more structure in our life and a plan. And mentally, we probably don't even, feel like doing all that. We just kind of want to enjoy life or explore things. We don't really feel like being disciplined or planned, whatever. Anyways, okay. So the message from this card is, the Page of Swords can indicate an actual person, often a student, someone who is young or young at heart. This strong-willed youth may be very clever, even wise beyond their years, but can be ruthless, aloof, and unconcerned with the feelings of others. Through their example, Page of Swords people can teach us something valuable about the power of the mind. This person possesses a clear and curious mind, both admirable and necessary qualities, especially in a student or one who actively learns. They explore their mind often enough to know when their thoughts are lying to them, and thus have a mental resilience which keeps despondency, I believe, at bay. I'm gonna need to look up that word. Through their example, others may learn how to get to know their own minds and to strengthen the practical, common sense thinking through the best qualities of the suit of swords. Okay, so what? This gave me a little bit of information. Okay, so the key words for this is message of caution, scholarly pursuits, discovery, and cleverness. So maybe this Sagittarius. So that makes me kind of think back to, I've been telling you guys, we just finished Mercury being in retrograde, right? And it was Mercury in retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius, which is literally Sagittarius is the wants to learn, wants to be on a quest, the truth seeker, knowledge, all that things, okay? The epitome of kind of what this Page of Swords. But it was retrograde. So that means that we weren't really using that energy. It was like we were meant to look back and review things that happened in the past to help us move forward. So now we can now we're in the actual Mercury and Sagittarius energy that's present right now. So maybe, hopefully, now that we've kind of had a time to slow down and look at things in the past and make certain connections, perhaps, now we kind of know what we want to pursue, maybe, or learn more, or take time to educate ourselves on something. Maybe I don't even know, starting a course, or learning something, maybe whatever goals that we want to create in Capricorn season, accomplish whatever goals we want to accomplish. Maybe we need to also, as we're making a plan, we're in this winter solstice, so we're resting, we're relaxing, but we're also planning. We're planning out what is the life that we want to create for ourselves in 2024? What goals do we want to accomplish? And we need to take our time in building actual plan around it. And oh my gosh, I'm talking way too much. I did not even plan to talk this much, but I hope it resonates with someone. If not, it definitely resonates with me. And this is what I would normally be doing in my free time anyway. So I'm just deciding to film it and hope that it helps other people as much as it helps me to reflect and be more conscious of the current energy and how I can work with it instead of work against it, so it can work in my favor. So anyways, what was I saying? I don't even know. Oh yeah, so going back to the goals that we're setting, creating a structure, creating a routine, creating a plan. Within that, we may need to learn okay, I want to accomplish this goal. How am I going to be able to accomplish this goal? Well, if you have no knowledge on the thing that you're wanting to do, maybe you need to consider taking a course. Maybe you need to consider purchasing some books on how to do whatever the thing that you want to do that you've never done before. Maybe you need to educate yourself. Yeah, in some sort of way. Maybe you need to get a mentor or get an astrology reading from an astrologer. Funny, I'm making a joke. But be around people that, or gain knowledge of how to do those things. So that would be useful for you to educate yourself on how you're going to be able to achieve these goals or whatever. Which already makes me start thinking about how that aligns with me. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into that. I almost did, but I'm not. So, yeah, I think that feels right. I do want to do one more thing, and why not? How much time do I have? this is, like I said, what I would be doing anyways if I wasn't filming. I actually like to use AI. I like to use the Times right now, AI, to give me a more accurate description of the tarot cards, because it just gives like amazing descriptions, and I think everybody should do this, to be honest. The Page of Swords. Okay, the Page of Swords tarot card represents a young person with mental agility, sharp communication skills, and a thirst for knowledge. Oh yeah, I forgot. During now that Mercury is not retrograde anymore, our communication skills should be like working so well. Like this is actually a good time to have conversations with people and it actually going well. Which is so funny. Like I should have I regret some of the conversations I tried to have. Like for example, I know a lot of couples, if you're in a relationship and you were trying to bring up serious topics or certain things, or trying to have talks with your partner during Mercury retrograde, I have a feeling that there's a lot of people in relationships that were having a lot of disagreements. Because like you were saying one thing, the other person was saying one thing, it got misconstrued. Even with work, there was just probably like lack of communication stuff with work. One person said one thing, another person thought another thing. So finally, we're gonna be out of that effing energy. And so now, hopefully, like, communication should be smoother. Getting there, smoother. So yeah, represents a young person with mental agility, sharp communication skills, and a thirst for knowledge. The card can also mean a messenger bringing challenges, or a child or young at heart adult in your life. I rebuke that. I'm just kidding. Oh, okay. Here are some interpretations of the Page of Swords tarot card. You didn't see that. Okay. Young person. This card depicts a young person standing on a rocky precipice, holding a sword upright. The card can represent someone who is curious, always asking questions, and gifted with a sharp tongue and quick wit. Also, when I'm reading these cards, I want to know, does this describe your energy or anybody that you know in your life's energy? Let me know. Or think about that. Keep that in mind. Or look out for that. Because another thing, sometimes as I'm giving readings, it may not, most of the time, obviously, you may not, like sometimes you're going to know and it's going to spark something within you. But a lot of times, it may not even resonate with you right now. But then later on, like throughout the week, then like this starts to show up. Or if you're conscious, which I feel like most people who are into readings, I mean, I will hope. I mean, for me, I'm like, whenever I like do a reading for myself, I'm always like, I mean, yes, you're going to forget sometimes. But then sometimes you go throughout the day, the week, and then you're just, I don't even know. I feel like I've been talking so much. I'm just kind of like, what am I even saying at this point? Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Okay. Anyways, let me move on. Messenger of challenges is the next theme. That could be a theme for this. The card can represent a messenger bringing challenges that may seem like problems or dilemmas. These challenges can be opportunities for growth, which is everything in life, okay? And you can use the tools of the sword suit to overcome them. Child or young at heart adult. Oh, that sounds like me. The card can represent a child or young at heart adult in your life who interacts with you in a truthful, ethical, or discouraging way. And lastly, learning, discovery, and mental activities. The card can imply that your entire situation is one suffused with the spirit of learning, discovery and mental activities. And yeah, that's interesting. I don't like that. Why is that opposition? It says the Suit of Swords is associated with masculinity and intellect, but can also be associated with sorrow and misfortune. So yeah, that is the reading for today. I done talked my whole throat off and face off, and now I'm hungry. And this is interesting. I want to sit with this. And now, you know what's going to be so fun? You know what I should do? I'm recording this video. I'm talking about, this is day 1 of Sagittarius season. So great job for me for actually being like on time with something for once. So now I can have this documented, right? I told you guys about the energy. I told you about I told you guys about the energy. Oh, if I ever need a laugh, I just need to come on Whatnot. Like, people are so clever with just their comments. It's just so funny. It's actually really funny. Like, it's actually just hilarious. Okay. Okay, anyways, but yeah, so now that you guys see, somebody just, if you guys don't know, somebody made a funny comment. I mean, it wasn't nice, but it was funny because I think all mean comments are funny because it's like, I don't know, it's just funny to me. It's just funny. Yeah, anyways, but now I have this documented, right? So then something fun that we can do is at the end of Sagittarius, freaking Sagittarius season, at the end of Capricorn season, I'm still laughing at that comment. I just really want to meet and actually I don't even want to meet the people, but I just feel like people who like leave crazy comments, I just think that's so funny. I don't know, it's just hilarious because it's like, I can't literally imagine a human like writing in their phones like something like cruel. I could never, I really would like to picture someone do, that's like wild to me. That's the wildest, like obviously we see it happen. I'm just imagining someone like entering like something rude, like taking the time. That's just wild. I think that's just so, that gives me everything that I need to know about that person, okay? Just that just shares so much. Or people in general. But I love those people. I love all of you guys. And I send my love to everybody. Especially to the people that that go out of their way to make somebody, like bring others down. I send my love out to everybody like that, especially because I feel like comments like that shows me that those are the people who need it the most. And I have a lot of like empathy for them. So I love you. I love you. Love you guys. Sending my love to you. Okay, so, but anyways, okay, lastly, I need to wrap this up. But I want to have this documented so I can, at the end of Capricorn season, I may just do a reaction video. I may watch this video back again. Oh gosh, I don't even know if I can do that because this video is hecka long and I've been talking so long. But I want to like see what I said in the themes and then we can reflect on it. And I'll tell you guys how it showed up in my life personally. And hopefully you can keep an eye out on how it reflected in your life personally, and we can like reflect and see how astrology plays out in real life, you know. So yeah, hope you enjoy the rest of your day. If you enjoy these, give it a like, share, all the stuff, comment anything that you have, like any insights or anything that stood out to you or whatever, or maybe whatever, or heart emoji, whatever you would like. And I will see you in the next video. And whoever is the one person that's been watching, I don't know if it's still Luminous or somebody else, appreciate you. I hope this has been helpful for you. And I'm like, yeah, sending to my love to any of those who are in need of like a hug and just to know that I love you. Okay? All right, bye. See you tomorrow. Oh shoot, no, I don't want to raid. How do I get off of this? Okay.